How's the royal family? I pray that everyone is doing well. Well, my royal family, the title is True and Real. And up here, the headline says Africa is splitting into two after tear in Kenya's Rift Valley. Now, I think Video 99, because he's always bringing us to attention about many things, and we were doing a hangout yesterday, and we discovered many things. I have another video to bring to y'all that's even more powerful than this. So yes, it is true. It is real. This is a visual here, and I have a little quick video to show y'all so you can get an effect of what is going on in actually Akibalan. So check that out. Look at how enormous this is. And I know a lot about terrains working on the earth. This is really, really deep, what we are dealing with in these last days. I am not surprised at all. Mercury is in retrograde in full effect. God is speaking to the entire world. Many of us have been saying we're going to see things that we have never, ever seen. This is all the divine hand. So anyway, my royal family, now y'all got the effects of that. And I have an article to read to the royal family. I might go back and show that later. But let me read this article. I have 2 more videos to play for the royal family. So, it's a lot of articles, but I nailed down one where a geologist makes it very simple and speak in layman terms. Not going to read all the articles. Some of this stuff is very boring. I'm going to get what the royal family need. So, Eastern Africa is splitting from the rest of the continent in a geological event that will occur in millions of years, eventually leaving Africa without its horn. It is happening quicker than anyone thought as well, although it is worth pointing out that when we say quick, we are talking in geological terms, which means within a few million years. You know what these folks do not know? I hate this. See, that's the influence, because this is a black geologist speaking. That's the influence of that damn beast, that we think that we can make predictions about God's earth. Mother Nature is very upset. So anyway, let's continue on. Okay, it is unlikely to suddenly break off and fall into the Indian Ocean next Thursday. It is already causing consequences. A big road in Kenya have already cracked and caved in under the pressure. Okay. Geologists thinks it is all down to volcanic activity, or specifically a super plume. I never heard of that term. The geological raft running down the eastern side of the continent, which will be replaced with ocean, is widening at a faster rate than expected, geologically speaking. All right, so let's continue on. And it is already causing problems. Okay, they're saying the same thing. The Kenyan busy road carved in after it developed a volcanic fault line, the Kenyan National Highway Authority said. Okay, let me scroll on up. Okay, geologist David, I'm going to attempt to pronounce his name, Abid, blames the split, with sections of the road sunk endangering drivers and holding up traffic. All right, so then he also says, in the near future, if this happens, we shall have Somalian plate separating from the other Nubian plate. He explained that after the road cracked, a big hole opened up and swallowed all the water. There have been recent flooding in the area, resulting in more cracks in the ground. He added, there is a great need for researchers to conduct a comprehensive study on the terrain of this region so that they can advise on where roads and residential buildings can be established. This can play a key role in dealing with such natural disasters should they happen. They will keep happening in these last days. The two massive chunks of land, the Nubian plate and the Somalian plate, are separating by a few meters each year due to a super plume, a giant section of the earth that carries heat from near the core up to the crust. All right, my royal family. Now let's get into it deeper. Got two videos to show the royal family, and this is dated March 21st, 2018. So let's hear what they have to say. It's about a little over 4-minute video.
Described the cracks that are appearing along the earth on the Mai Mahiu Suswa area as a result of fault lines or seismic or volcanic activities, and one day in the next 50 million years there will be the Nubian Africa and the Somali Africa according to the tectonic plates. However, according to the seismologist, a branch of geophysics, they have a different view.
That fracture we have, which I call a fissure, has nothing to do with the folding activities. Because as we speak right now, what has happened there is that if you went just 200 meters to the south of that, you'll find so many fractures and fissures similar to the one that has occurred around the road. And the reason why that has occurred is that during the construction of the road, when there is the directing of the water and the culverting process, the water collects and comes around that area, and because that builds an overburden on already an area which has underground streams, which leads to the collapse. And that is the reason why that has happened at that point.
Seismologists state that earth fissures have been occurring in the Rift Valley for nearly 100 years and are found from Mai Mahiu to parts of Nakuru County. Their greatest feature is that they are associated with gradual caving in of land due to the lowering of groundwater levels.
Maji mingi ilikuwa inaingia hapa ndani na sasa hatuioni. So mimi kuna shimo hapa ndani ambayo ni kubwa.
As groundwater exits the soil, the tiny open pores within the soil are no longer held open by the buoyancy forces from the water. Over time, these tiny pores collapse and the soils compress. Dr. Simiyu strongly believes that the occurrence of the Suswa-Mai Mahiu area has no connection to volcanic activity, and neither has any seismic activity occurred in the region in a very long time.
What do we mean when we say a seismic activity?
A seismic activity is an event which occurs when we have earth forces breaking the rocks apart. When you have two rocks, then they are broken apart, and during that time of breaking, the force that breaks them apart, that is what creates what we call the seismic event. And during that breakage, then we have what we call a fault.
At the time of the construction of the road linking Nairobi, Nakuru and Narok counties, the fissures were buried deep in the earth and have all come to the fore with the rains that have been pounding the area, while the cracks seem larger than they were when they first showed up in 2012. Dr. Simiyu says if you look keenly, you will see many more within the vicinity.
A seismic study should be carried out. And this is simple equipment. Even Kenyan can be able to do that for the road designers, whereby they have some equipment where you just use a weight stroke. And you can be able to map those underground caverns or cracks. So once you have mapped where the areas where there's a high concentration of those cracks, then what you do is that your drainage system should be spread along the length of the road, that you don't allow water to concentrate at one point. Because if you allow the water to concentrate at one point, then you will go flooding, and that is what will lead to collapse of those underground channels, and then we will lead to this type of phenomenon.
He hopes that maybe it's time for government to engage many like him to map out the area before future plans happen. Leila Mohammed, NTV.
All right, my royal family, we're going to continue on and listen to the next video, which is dated March 22nd, 2018.
We're focusing on this morning, and the Geological Society of Kenya has now dismissed allegations that the country could be split into two following the emergence of fault lines in Mai Mahiu, Naivasha. The organization has pointed to the current situation in sections of Mai Mahiu Road, Narok Road, to volcanic activity which had been worsened by the ongoing rains. The geologists, through their top leaders, termed as far-fetched the assertion that the continent was drifting apart due to the current underground activities.
The other thing is we have geological maps. It's clear there's a buried fault line here. So whoever designed the road should have put this into consideration, not ignoring the work of geologists. We have similar cases also in Nakuru, not only here, of subsidence, but of smaller scale, because the volume of water involved is not as large.
Although whatever our colleagues or the people who have been commenting about the global issues, movement of the plates and so on, there are theories, and these are scientific. They have been proven and they are working. But in this particular case, we have to look at now what is on the ground and advise accordingly.
It's just a drainage issue. It's not a big issue to do with tectonism. Okay, in as much as the rift might be spreading, but not at this rate, just because of erosion. So we should look at the designs of the road and consider the drainage, put drainage into consideration, maybe come up with an arc bridge for this area so that we don't have these incidences happening again and again. So what we are saying is, as the Geological Society of Kenya, let the engineers work with us and we'll give them solutions.
All right, my royal family, let me shut that down quickly. All right, so this is what I have to say in the closeout and what is on my heart. I can only speak truth. Like I said before, and I have said it in many videos, because of the 6,000 years, everything surrounds around the 6,000 years. Now, the cave beasts, and even the Chinese, they are cave beasts. They have came to the land of Akibalan and did everything they could to strip her of her wealth. And they have never stopped the day they put their foot on the motherland. And on top of that, they have benefited immensely with the diamonds and the gold and the platinum. I mean, you could think about any mineral, any precious stone, and you have to go to a Kebalan. Now, our folks had no business allowing anyone to get wealthy off of a Kebalan. But what is going on, my royal family? The divine hand is speaking volumes to the globe. I said that we would see stuff we have never, ever seen. We are literally not even in the last days. Our Father is showing us the wrath is coming. And our Father is moving quickly. Now, it may not seem quick in your eyes, but we are going to all feel the wrath. I said that yesterday. Ain't no one exempt. The divine hand is speaking volumes. Look at that picture, my royal family. Look at it. Let me blow it up a little bit more. Me and my husband looked at that and we were amazed. And then when you get a close-up look. So now, while everybody continue to come to a Kebalan with greed on their mind and in their heart, now they got something else to deal with. Now a Kebalan is splitting. You heard what that sister said. It ain't just happening there. I seen a video, my royal family, of 2012 in another region of a Kebalan that this has been going on. I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, my royal family. As the divine hand spank on the enemy's ass, what they are going to do eventually is they going to pack they shit up and bounce. Look what's going on in South Africa. Well, look what's going on in Zimbabwe. Oh, our Father is not a joke. Our Father keeps his promises. We really need to start looking into prophecy and curses, because this speaks volumes. I said we are in retrograde, and it would be fiery in nature. This is alarming. And then they got trucks there trying to fill up the crevices. I've worked below sea level. I've been 300 and 400 feet down into the ground. I know what it looks like down there. It lets you know you're not in control of anything at all. This is amazing. I'm going to keep an eye on this. We all need to keep an eye on this, because it's going to be all kind of stuff is going to be happening globally. But isn't it ironic where everybody want to go and strip her of her wealth? Basically, a open rape of a Kebalan, the true name. Now, we slip up and say Africa, but don't forget that the word Africa, it comes from a white man named Africanus. Don't forget that. The true name is a Kebalan. So, my royal family, let's watch this one more time. Look at that, my royal family. Our Father is not playing. Our Father is not playing. And many have disrespected our Father. Prophecy is being fulfilled. Curses will be rendered down. So, my royal family, render your voice with your beautiful divine words. And as always, my royal family, I thank you for your love. I thank you for your support. And with that said, Ashe.